this latest edition of Rupy Tuesday. Now, I've got a really interesting topic of conversation for you guys today, and it's all about looking for the positives whilst you're going through a negative time in your life. And let me give you an example. So a few weeks ago, I was involved in a road traffic accident, and the actual accident, it wasn't that bad, but because I've got an adapted vehicle and because somebody drove into the back of me, I was actually trapped inside of my vehicle. And what that meant was the RAC came out, and unfortunately they couldn't get me out, and then lo and behold, 2 fire engines came and they had to cut me out of the vehicle. So at the time I was very embarrassed, but I was, quite practical, and it wasn't until a few weeks later that the kind of shell shock happened to me, and I realised, okay, I've not got my vehicle back, I'm going to struggle getting to places, and I think the emotional turmoil of that and the physical challenges that I experienced because of that finally caught up with me. And then to add further complications, unfortunately, I moved out of my home about August last year, so that was about 8 months ago. So my current home where I'm living, it's not actually suitable for my needs, because I can't have a shower there and I can't go to the toilet there properly. So I'm waiting for these adaptation people to come and adapt the property. So what that means is during the day I'm having to come back to my old property to use the facilities there. So all of these challenges, all of them combined, literally caught up with me, and I felt as though I was having a bit of a breakdown. And then lo and behold, I got into a negative spiral, and I was waking up late, I was feeling very sorry for myself, I injured myself, and I was really in a bad mood for at least 3 weeks. And then over the weekend I kind of had an epiphany, and I realised that actually last week loads of good things happened to me, but I wasn't really appreciating what was happening to me. So I finally received a decision about the way that my support is funded, which I've been fighting for the past 10 years, but I didn't really fully appreciate the decision at the time. So the point I'm making is, although this is really annoying, sometimes when we go through negative challenges, we have to remind ourselves that it's up to us in terms of the way we choose to handle our challenges. So I'm not saying we be oblivious, I'm not saying that, we bury things under the carpet, because if we do that, then that's going to lead to more challenges. But what I'm saying is that we need to firstly recognise that we're going through a challenging time. Secondly, we have to accept that we're going through a challenging time. And when we accept that we're going through this, we also need to accept the emotions, the annoying and terrible and anxiety provoking emotions that we're feeling. But then what we also need to do is be responsible for how we try and think about the situation and how we try to act. So I was feeling annoyed for 3 weeks and really frustrated, and I was taking it out on loved ones when it wasn't really their fault. So it was up to me how I wanted to respond to the challenge that I faced. And by focusing on the positive stuff that was happening to me instead, there was a shift in perception, and that made me feel better. So I had a lot more gratitude for what I was experiencing. And you know what, when you start to write down all the positive things that are happening in your life, you actually experience more positive emotions. So that's what I want to leave with you today. So I'm not saying bury your thoughts or your feelings under the carpet. I'm saying you need to recognize, accept, be responsible, and then move on. That's what I'm saying to you today. So if you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, obviously. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you very much.